Hello Daily Drafters and welcome back to the channel for today's daily draft. We are once again drafting Wilds of Eldraine and we are deep enough into the format and I know what you are all here for, and it's a draft. So we're diving right into pack one, pick one. You're welcome. With Lord Skitter, Sewer King, 3 mana 3/3, every single combat on your turn you get a rat. Pretty good. And whenever another rat enters, you exile up to one target card from an opponent's graveyard, which is just slight upside from that as well. There's Edgewall In, which is a great card and a great build around. Johann Stopgap as probably the best common here. Galvanic Giant, fine, not great. And Kindred Discovery, I do not think that is worthy of a pack one, pick one. So we're going to start with Lord Skitter himself. And then get past a very interesting option here. Lord Skitter's Butcher, very good card. 3 mana 2/3. Get a rat, sack a creature, scry to draw a card, or give all your creatures menace. All of that is great. Tanglespan Lookout. Probably one of my favorite build-arounds in the entire set. Candy Grapple, which is the best common in the format, which means all the other commons don't really matter. So, with Lord Skitter, we're pretty incentivized to be black. I think this card is quite good. I don't think Lord Skitter's Butcher is better than Candy Grapple. I would love having this card in my deck. I would love even being green-black and playing Tanglespan Lookout. But when there's a Candy Grapple and you've already got a Lord Skitter, you take the Candy Grapple. And my goodness, why on earth is Gumdrop Poisoner still in this pack? Pick 3. That is strange. So we're taking Gumdrop Poisoner here pretty darn easily. Without much consideration for anything else. There's a Neva. There's a Rowan's Grim Search. There's a Back for Seconds. All good black cards. Black-white here. And then Utopia Sprawl's also very good. But we're just going to continue down the black plan with Lord Skitter. And stay there with Lord Skitter's Butcher. Not with Lord Skitter. We got Gumdrop Poisoner there. But now we've got Lord Skitter's Butcher. I said I wanted a copy of this card. Looks like we got it. There is also Stockpiling Celebrant and Bitter Chill, both of which are fine, but I'll go ahead and take the Butcher here and stay black. I mean, if you keep passing me decent black cards, I'll keep taking them. I don't think Dream Spoilers is as good as my experience in Early Access, it was pretty good. Every time I've tried it, even with like 12 spells in my deck, 12 instants, it just doesn't really do what I want it to do. There's Rat Out and Voracious Vermin here. I think I'll take the Vermin, although I have to watch out for our curve at some point. Rat Out has slightly underwhelmed for me. I would play a copy. Could also take Sweet Tooth Witch, but I think the Vermin is going to go pretty well. We've got quite a good rat deck already going. And then we see Two-Headed Hunter. Probably the best card in this pack. Between that and Dragon Mantle, that's close. I think we'll branch out here and take Two-Headed Hunter. There is an option to take Stockpiling Celebrant. There goes the doggo. But I think Two-Headed Hunter is probably the best card in this pack, so we'll take that here. Best card in this pack is probably Misleading Motes. Maybe Collector's Vault, but I'm not a huge fan of that. Evolving Wilds seems relatively free, so I think I'll go ahead and take the Wilds here. And yeah, I don't think I care too much about passing Motes. Now there's a Not Dead After All, which could be pretty good with Poisoner and Skitter. It's not a card I usually have room to put in my deck, but it might be fine here. I don't think Gadwick's First Duel is what we want to be doing. Neither Misleading Motes. So let's take Not Dead After All and keep cutting black. Johann Stopgap Wheel. That is interesting. I'll be taking it. Don't see why I wouldn't. And the other one. All right. Yeah, we're just going to keep taking the best card in these packs. Sorry about the dog. I'm the only one here today, and he has to be created at the moment, so got to deal with it. I don't know how loud you can hear it, but might be a bothersome for the moment, but we'll deal with it. Rowan's Grim Search, always love ending up with at least a copy of this in all of my black decks. It is quite good. Spreading Seas, that's a fine bargain fodder in a blue-black deck. Let's go ahead and take Spreading Seas here. And look at that, Dream Spoilers and Sweet Tooth Witch both came back. Last pick, Dream Spoilers. I don't think it's that bad, but I'll go ahead and take the Sweet Tooth Witch here. And the last pick, Dragon Mantle. That's strange. Alright, so what can we find here? Food Fight? Nope, that's an F. Back for Seconds is usually pretty good. We have a lot of bargain cards already. We don't have a ton of bargain fodder. There's Ice Out as a counter spell. There's Transmuter. I think our blue is better than our red currently, but that's not saying much. I think I'll take Back for Seconds here. It has the highest upside if we find some more good creatures that we want to return. Let's go ahead and take Back for Seconds. All right, what else do we have? Another stopgap. There's a Threadbind Click, which is a great card. I'm wondering if we can find a way to splash Rip the Seams. We do have an Evolving Wilds already. I think I'll take the Threadbind Click here. And again, head more towards blue. And then we see Talion. Pick 3. So we're blue-black today is what we're doing. 4 mana 3/4 flying, ETBs, choose a number between 1 and 10. Probably choose 2 or 3. And whenever an opponent casts a spell with mana value, power, or toughness equal to that number, they lose 2 life and you draw a card. Quite good. There's also Grave Pact. Maybe that wheels, but we're taking Talion here for sure. There's another Evolving Wilds. There is Screen Puff. I don't need a Rowan's Grim Surge. I could take Obira's Attendance. We could take Dark Tutelage with the amount of bargain that we have already, but I don't think I need that. So I think I'll take the Attendance as just a fine blue card over Evolving Wilds. Is that correct? There's also Charade, but that could wheel. Maybe we take the Wilds in the event that the Charade wheels and nobody's playing blue-white, and we can splash the Charade and the Threadbind Click here. Pretty easy Bitter Chill here. It's only this or Screen Puff really in this pack. Guess there's Living Lectern and Scarecrow Guide, but we'll go ahead and take a good removal spell in Bitter Chill. Now we've got Feed the Cauldron, which makes bargain fodder. We've got Ice Rod Sentry, which could go good with Charade, but we don't know that we're doing that, or we'll wheel Charade. There's another Wilds, but I don't think we need 3, so let's take Feed the Cauldron as a decent removal spell. Gatekeeper is a great... Gosh, so many Evolving Wilds. Let's go ahead and take Gatekeeper. It's just a really good early play, cheap adventure, and then get a 6 mana 6/5 later in the game. It's always just fine. Hatching Plans and Obira. Okay, no one's in blue. We have 2 fairies, so we're not necessarily even a fairies deck, but Hatching Plans with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ways to bargain already. I think we've got to take the Hatching Plans over Obira here, which feels weird. I think we'll take Ice Out over Sleight of Hand. Look at this. All the blues coming back. No blue players at our table here, so we'll take the stopgap. So does that mean Charade wheels? I think we saw it pick 4, which means it's going to come around pick 12. So not this upcoming pack, but the pack after that. Take Transmuter. Probably not a card I'll play, though. See, Attendance wheeled anyway. And we've already got a two-pack deck here. 23 cards. Although 2 are lands, but... Alright, does Charade wheel? No, that was 12. It did not, but that's fine. We don't need Charade necessarily. We've got 2 wilds and splashing Threadbind Click anyway. Alright, what do we got here? Taken by Nightmares. 4 mana, exile a creature. If you control an enchantment, scry 2. There's Mocking Sprite, Vermin, and all these blue cards are probably coming back to us. Wouldn't mind it Into the Fey Court, but pretty easy Taken by Nightmares here. This is going to be tough to figure out what to cut in this deck. Because I like everything so far. Alright, what else we got? A good old Hopeless Nightmare. Gotta love Hopeless Nightmare. Tanglespan, look out. I love you, but we're going to pass you here. For a Hopeless Nightmare with like 8 bargain cards in our deck, this is going to be outstanding. So we're just going to be a blue-black control deck, basically. Might not even need to play this Threadbind Click, depending on how much removal we get. Alright, Ego Drain, no thank you. We could splash Neva. We have 4 enchantments and 9 creatures. And already 2 Evolving Wilds. This Obira's Attendants might even wheel. Let's take Neva here and see if we can maybe fit her into the deck on the splash. Sweet Tooth Witch is good in black-green. Of which we are not. We don't have a ton of ways to make food here. So we've got Fairy Fencing with 3 fairies. Just another Hopeless Nightmare. We've got so much bargain fodder with this deck. I think a second Hopeless Nightmare is just going to be good enough. And I think we have enough removal. We've got a Grapple, a Feed the Cauldron, Taken by Nightmares, and 3 stopgaps here. As foretold, no thank you. Balloonist Gatekeeper number 2, Barrow Naughty. What's our 2-drop situation looking like? Pretty bad. So I think Barrow Naughty is the pick. Over Fell Horseman and a second Gatekeeper. Yeah, we'll take Barrow Naughty. Do we need a 3rd Wilds, a Cauldron, or a Moats? I think Cauldron is good. Makes more bargain fodder for us. Gives us food for Gumdrop Poisoner. We'll take the Cauldron here. Picklock Prankster is just a fine card to put in your deck. Mill 4, then put an instant sorcery or adventure. Is that what it is? Fairy. Instant sorcery or fairy. 4 fairies and 11 instants and sorceries. And it's just a 2-drop. We could just take the Prankster here. I don't think I'm playing any of this. Oh, I didn't even see Obira there. Yeah, we'll play Obira. Because at this point we're up to 6 fairies, which is, fine. I think the Not Dead after all. See, that's why I never fit this into my deck. It's just never really works. Mocking Sprite with 10 spells is probably good. Into the Fey Court did come back, though. And I'm thinking about that. Yeah, our 3-drop slot's too crowded. Let's take the Fey Court here. Mocking Sprite anyway. Got it if we want it. Not playing either of these blue or black cards. So this is going to be a difficult deck build. We've got just a lot of good cards. We've got 7 cards to cut from this. Oof. And a misleading moats now. I don't know what to do here. This is going to be a difficult deck build. Let's see how... Nope, needed to do this first. See how our deck kind of shakes out here. We've got a Neva with 5 enchantments and a bunch of creatures. I think it could be good on the splash. The Threadbind Click, I guess, would be free if we're trying to splash as well. So we keep 1 plains and 2 wilds. No, we'd need 2 plains in case we mill one in some way. And then we'll figure out how to divvy up the blue and the black here. Back for Seconds is going to be quite good with like Talion and Neva and Lord Skitter and Obira. The Witch can probably go. Ice Out can probably go. We have enough 3-drops. The Moats could probably go, to be honest. Spreading Seas, I don't think that's something we need. And then what am I cutting up here? The Vermin probably doesn't really fit anymore. Still have 7 fairies. I'm considering cutting the Sprite, though. We do have 10 spells right now. I could cut... I don't think I want to cut Gatekeep. Well, how are we winning? Probably flying? No, Balluna's Gatekeeper is just a good win con. Obira's Attendance is a card I like. Click, Neva, Talion, yep. Butcher, yep. Sewer King, Poisoner. Sprite, I guess, is the only thing here that's kind of sticking out. Then we've got... all of these cards are cards that I like as well. How much bargain do we have now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bargain cards. So we can't really cut any of those. Down to 6 fairies. I guess the Attendance is the odd one out here. Down to 5 fairies. We don't care too much about fairy synergies. We've got Obira and Baronati, and that's it. And that's just minor fairy synergy. Could we cut a stopgap? I don't really want to, but we could. The dog agrees with it. I always like having Rowan's Grim Search in the deck. Back for Seconds is good with Talion and Neva. Dreadbot, I mean, it's good with all of these creatures. Sewer King. I want to keep Into the Fey Court into the deck. Maybe Feed the Cauldron? No. I guess I'll cut a stopgap, and then I'll leave the mana like this here. So, that's going to be how we run this one back. A little bit of a blue-black control, splashing a little bit of white, and very sub-theme. See how it does. See you in game 1. Alright, and here we are with Butcher on 3. Does give us bargain fodder for Grim Search. We'll go ahead and keep it here, I guess. And we've got both colors of mana, so hard to send it back. As we get into this first game here, I'd be remiss if not to tell you that we do have a Patreon for here at Daily Draft. If you feel like giving back to the channel for all the content that I do attempt to get to your, for your viewing pleasure, you can check out Daily Draft over on Patreon. We've got early access to content. I've got super exhaustive tier lists. You can check those out as well. And lifetime access to the Discord server. You can just pledge $1 for 1 month and then leave. And then stay in our Discord forever. Don't mind. The more the merrier. I think I'll just play Butcher here. And if, and like I said, $1 US per month is the cheapest option. It's incredibly affordable over at our Patreon, so you can check that one out. And if you don't want to support via Patreon, just a subscription to the channel if you're new here and still watching the video. Clearly you've enjoyed something, so that would be greatly appreciated if you consider that. Thanks. Skewer, Slinger, holding back Sir Ginger now. Okay. I don't feel super inclined to use a removal spell on any of this, so I'm probably just going to Grim Search and hold up Taken by Nightmares and use one of the 2 of those. Grabby Giant, make a treasure. Okay. Are they like the full 4 colors or something? Or Teamer Adventures? We had a sweet Teamer Adventures deck at the end of last week, if you want to check that one out here on the channel. Led by Balloona herself. Graceful Takedown. I guess I'll use this to get the clean 2-for-1 here. And I'll keep Taken by Nightmares in hand. Swamp. Do I Grim Search here? Think I'll Grim Search main phase. See what we can find. We got a lot of 2-drops we could find here. Now I wish I would have left up a black, but both of those are outstanding, and I think we will keep them. Then we're gonna... Jeez. I want all of these things. We've got to keep Poisoner. And do I've got to take into the Fey Court here and bottom a Nightmare and a Stopgap? Yeah, I think we need the card draw. And then this is an instant, so we'll just do that on their turn while bluffing a combat, or a counter spell or something. Don't need to Bitter Chill their Slinger. They did miss a land drop last turn, notably. Redtooth Genealogist, okay. Now I might Bitter Chill their Slinger. Depends if they attack. Looks like they will. So this is basically 5 mana, play this, kill their Genealogist. Conversely, this says Ward. Yeah, it's got Ward. So we're just going to do this here while we have a target. Again, sorry about the dog. I've done everything I can. He is an interesting one, to say the least. No blocks. And Grabby Giant. Okay. Ooh, Talion. So let's do this. Let's do here. And I think I'm choosing 3. It's debatable if you should choose 2 or 3. I think 3 is probably best, but now they're just going to kill it with a 2-mana removal spell, I'm sure. Because it's mana value, power, or toughness. So that is 6. Sure, we can Taken by Nightmares that. And I think I will. Yeah, Obira seems fine. Next turn we can into the Fey, well, I was going to say we get into the Fey Court and then potentially draw a land for Obira, but looks like it worked out in our favor anyway. Alright, we go first now with Hopeless Nightmare, Candy Grapple, and Butcher. Fine enough of a curve for me. So we'll keep it here. Start with Nightmare, as we always do. Hold up Grapple if we have to. I mean, if they play Root Rider Fawn or something, yeah, I'm not going to do it on their 1/1. Well, that's pretty good. Let's go ahead and just play him. And then now, Butcher can sacrifice one of the rats to scry to draw a card. If Skitter survives, and we can get another rat, then I think... Right, so they've got blue-green. They could have... Okay, Scarecrow Guide, that's fine. So we'll go to combat. We could attack with Skitter and then use Candy Grapple to blow them out, but I would rather be able to play Butcher here. So let's attack here. They're going to get 2 counters, which is fine. Go ahead and play this. Sack a creature. Scry to draw. I don't think we're going to keep Neva, and Barrow Naughty also doesn't seem great, to be honest. Lands would honestly just not be bad, so... I guess now we open ourselves up to Curse of the Werefox, which wouldn't be good. Okay, that will have to die. So let's main phase feed the Cauldron here. And then I think grappling this now is fine. It opens up attacks with everything. Okay. Lord Skitter taking over the game here. Ooh, do they have a board wipe? What do they have? Why are they attacking with that? Or is that just going to be bargain fodder to get rid of Skitter? The Goose Mother. That's tough. That's a pretty darn good draw, though. It's a little slow. But, I mean, they can't even eat these foods right now. So they go to 4, and then if they just replay Goose Mother for X equals whatever, they lose. So they can't really do that? Sure. Okay. Replay Goose Mother. We'll go ahead and scry. Obira. Obira's not really going to do it here either, so we'll get rid of both of those. So if we attack with everything, they trade Guide for a 1/1 and Eat the Butcher, take 2 down to 2. And then they have a bunch of food here. Let's just play Gatekeeper. Threatens their life total quite a bit. If they draw a land, then they're just going to be eating food. They can't deal with Gatekeeper except by chumping it or trading with both of their creatures. Whenever this attacks, sack a food to draw a card. Okay. We have 2 planes and 2 Evolving Wilds in the deck for the Threadbind Click half, or the Rip the Seams half of this card. Another food. Okay, do they attack with Goose Mother? They don't. Alright. Do we risk playing into the Fey Court to draw an island and also play Bitter Chill? I mean, we're not under a ton of pressure here necessarily. The Goose Mother is good, but like, we've got time. And if it attacks at some point, if we find a white, we can just kill it. Let's just do this. We found the blue, that's for sure. This should be enough to win here. So this can become a 5/4 by sacking a food. If they choose to trade this by sacking a food, they would have to chump here and go to 1. Yeah, they weren't in a great spot. So we had a couple of options we could have done. Alright, well this is awkward. But we are on the draw. We've got Hatching Plans on 2. We've got Threadbind Click Adventure to kill an early creature. Just gotta hope we don't go up against a red aggro deck. He says as they play Mountain into a 2/1. So this is going great. Every time I decide to keep the hands like this, it's just the most aggressive deck I've ever played against. I still think it's correct to keep this hand, but it just is unfortunate that they go 1-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop probably. Yep. No play. Well, now all we can do is Threadbind Click, I guess. We've got like 9 black sources in this deck. Maybe even 10. Not much else we can do. Can we survive? The answer is probably not. Well, I mean, this is like the worst way to use this card, but if they do sacrifice it to put a young hero roll, as long as we have this mana up, we can pay 1 to scry 1, draw a card. Yikes. That roll does literal nothing on that card, but sure. Oh god, I can't keep Evolving Wilds. I have to take 8 to keep Evolving Wilds. There we go. That's something. I mean, I still have to take 8, but I guess we play Talion and name... They didn't have a 3-drop earlier. Let's still name 3. I don't know. It's always tough to figure out what to name. This also works against Curse of the Werefox here. See if they have the double strike trick. Sure. This deck isn't good, but we have not drawn effectively against it, unfortunately. Yeah, just drawing all black cards and no black mana. So what do I want to chump with? Barrow Naughty, I guess, but that's so woefully mana inefficient. Chump with Obira. I guess we can Rowan's Grim Search away the hatching plans, find another swamp, and then chump. I don't really know what else to do here. We're about to discard like 6 cards. But we're in such a world of hurt that it doesn't really matter. They get trampled too? No. Oh god, no more lands and no more lands. Guys, look at this. 4 lands in our top 21 cards. I don't know what to say. That's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I mean, we're never winning this game the way our deck was stacked. There's nothing we can do about it. Discard a card. We do not have time for you, buddy. What on earth is this? So we have 17 cards left in our deck, and 12 of them are lands. Gosh, they're playing just garbage card after garbage card, and we're still going to lose to this because our deck is just like hating us at the moment. So something I can do is Poisoner, eat the food, play the Poisoner, go up to 5 life, kill the Grabby Giant. Now we technically don't have to chump the Bruiser. We do if they sacrifice the Sweet's Revenge. Next turn they're going to exile 3 cards of our library, and they're likely to all be lands. They're a red-green deck. They have 1 more treasure, so they might hit a card they can cast. We haven't found any of our stopgaps yet. We've got 2 of those. We dumped some of the best cards in our deck into the yard in an effort to find a land. Well, the way we win this game is to don't chump, so if they've got combat trick, they've got combat trick. Beanstalk Worm, sure. So all of these cards are dead right now. We've got 6 mana. We could cast Threadbind Click and flash in Obira. We could cast Sewer King and Butcher. We're going to have to block both of these. So something is chumping here, no matter what we do. So let's do this and flash in Obira, I guess. They get 3 cards off of our library. There's one of the stopgaps. They do have a treasure. How are we still alive this game? I'm not exactly sure. So now we have to double chump. Does not feel great. But again, like, I still just... Staying alive this long has been a feat for me. I don't know how we've done it. You're definitely going to want to return the Poisoner, I would think. Can bargain away the young hero here. Make it cost just a treasure and a red. Sure. Alright, well now the Threadbind Click can kill one of these creatures, but they have another Beanstalk Worm. I might be out of lands at this point, I don't even know. Is there a way we survive at this point? I don't think there is. Nope, we only have 3 non-lands left in the entire deck at this point. Yeah, that seems about right. So we play this, we kill one of these, we play one of these, and then only have 1 blocker left, so we lose. Gosh, we should not have lost to that deck, but again, our deck was just like, I'm going to make this literally impossible for you to win. Alright, well this hand is a decent starting hand. We have as many hands in this one as was in the top 21 cards of our library last game, so... At least there's that. Playing against red on the draw again. Blue-red this time. Go ahead and pass it right back. Blue, red, black. Go ahead and counter Obira here. It's not the entire game plan that we have. Which means next turn, we'll counter or kill it. It's dying. Or it's not making it to our turn, like 100%. But we're not going to not do anything. So that will die. And then... Do I hold up Feed the Cauldron? I think we can hold up Feed the Cauldron here, just in case. I don't think Evolving Wilds coming in tap next turn is going to hurt us too badly. Let's just make them recast that. Bitter Chilling that is not great because they still get to look at their library and cast a card from it. I probably need to kill this before things get out of hand here, so I'm just going to get rid of this, not let them draw like 15 extra cards. Go ahead and crack this for a blue. Quick study. Sleight of hand. And pass. Alright, well then I guess we will attempt to play Neva here. They do now have removal, so we know that. Let's see if Neva dies. Probably Torch the Tower, could be Candy Grapple. Never know. Down goes Neva. It is the Candy Grapple. The full 4 colors now. Just need a forest to complete the cycle. Alright, that'll be a good game. That will effectively end this game when they find a second plains here. Because that card is busted. Alright, well that lets them cast the Virtue. Now, their board is, you know, not very populated right now, so I guess there is that. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7 mana. So we do this and hold up Feed the Cauldron here, I guess? Shatter the Oath, sure. Play a 3-drop. Nope, okay. All of this is fine, like, you're not doing anything, really. Eight mana, so we can cast this. If I cast Back for Seconds, I don't have Bargain Fodder. I would like to cast Back for Seconds after I get a food from Feed the Cauldron, and then get potentially both of these creatures back. Which means, I guess, this time I just do this here. They're at 13. We have 8 power on the board. They haven't done anything except kill every creature we play. Tome Seeker with Bargain, getting back probably a removal spell, I would think. Probably Shadow the Oath, yep. So we do have Feed the Cauldron now, which is going to be good. So I think I start by doing this. Sure. And then go ahead and bargain, getting back this. And Neva, because Neva can get back Balluna's Gatekeeper. And then which one of these goes right onto the battlefield? Probably Talion. Yeah, this deck is working now. Now we've got what's going on here. See if Talion dies for like a 15th time. There's 3. Got our trigger. Alright, Shadow the Oath, sure. Unfortunately for you, we can get Neva right back, or we can get Talion right back. So let's start with Hopeless Nightmare, get their last card. And 4. Play Neva. Get back Talion. We'll cast Talion for the 15th time. I don't care too much about this being untapped right now, so I think I'm just gonna play Butcher and then have a bunch of creatures and beat a Virtue of Loyalty. Alright, we had about the perfect draw we could have had to beat that Virtue of Loyalty there. Alright, we're on the draw again. We are missing a blue, but any land lets us cast Sewer King on 3. We've got Nightmare on 1 and Baronauti on 2. So I think the hand is fine. We just need to find a blue. And I think we've got 8 or 9 blue sources in the deck, so chances are we won't. But again, even a swamp lets us cast Skitter on 3 now. Two-drop of choice is Troublemaker Oof, sure. Go ahead and cast the Baronauti. Red Tooth, meaning I can no longer block. There's the blue. Yeah, I think it's got to be Skitter here. See if he survives. Clearly can't block. Down goes Skitter anyway. I think I'll just play Neva here, getting back Skitter, attack with just the rat, and then we can threaten to trade. Oof, that is a great card. Do they have an aura? Of course they do. Alright, I guess we're bitter chilling the genealogist here now. And playing Skitter. Doesn't have ward or anything, does it? No, okay. Alright. It's not over, but if they can make more auras, like if they have... Yeah, I was about to say, if they've got... Curse of the Werefox would have been worse there. We can afford to do Evolving Wilds, because we can still play Obira and activate Baronauti here. So let's... Evolving Wilds, no need to wait to crack it, because don't see why that's relevant. Get in with our rats. And end the turn. Alright, do I trade Obira for Lookout? Or do I just bounce off of Lookout here? I think I would like to trade. Sure, let's see what they follow up with. It's gonna be Hamlet Glutton. Oh. So they just kill all our rats, I guess? Can't do anything about that. Oh, they chose not to kill our rats. Sure. Can get their last card here. It's a little slow, but can get their last card and still hold up double Baronauti activation. Haha, got it back for seconds. That is nice. No attacks. Hold up double barrow naughty activation here. That is an insane draw. Now we can't block Spectre. And then we have to chump it next turn. That was about... Oh no, they're not going to do that. Okay, they're just going to card draw. Alright, well, I mean, I kind of have to do this. Huh. They drew a land last turn because they hadn't played a land yet. They drew a card, and then they were still given priority. So they have a land in hand. I could top Gatekeeper and then bounce Greta, but, like, then they get to replay her? But then we get to hit them down to 8. Next turn we play Skitter, sack a creature. We could even just play Balluna next turn. I don't really like bouncing Greta here, but we do need to kind of protect our life total at least a little bit too. Pretty good play by them there. That is a great draw. Great draw. Yeah. Now what's going to happen? They're just going to return this to their hand. They can't recast it yet, though. We're not... No, we're not officially dead on board if we just play Gatekeeper here. So I guess that's what we do. I mean, as it stands, we're not dead on board. They could draw out of it. Greta can put a counter on something, but... What's that last card in hand here? Bloodline to the hand. Okay. If I give my creatures Menace, so they still have priority with 1 green mana. So do they have royal treatment here? No, it could just be food. Okay, so if I give my creatures Menace and attack all, they have to block Gatekeeper or they die. Wait, no, they could just double block one of the 1/1s. That would not be good. So we do this. Grim Search. Can we survive? Is the question. Well, it forces us to lose 2 life as well. So if they put Bloodline on one of their creatures, attack us, we trade, and then we chump right now is what's happening. So I don't think we can keep Grim Search. That is quite the draw. So let's pass. Okay, draw an extra card. Seven mana, a bloodline, and 2 extra cards in hand. Choosing not to cast the bloodline pre-combat, interestingly. Block here and then kill it with whatever trick they need. What are they doing post-combat now? Candy grapple? No, they could do that post-combat. Okay, so clearly something's happening post-combat if they're willing to just let this happen here. Which means I guess I need to do this now. So that the Candy Grapple doesn't kill the Gatekeeper. Oh, brutal. One, just one. That's all they can do is for one here, but it is a flyer. They can kill our rat, I guess. Can I cast all of this? So I have 8 mana? I do, but not 3 blue. So do I just have to cast this as a 1/3 and this as a 3/3? I think I can attack with Gatekeeper too, I think. Okay. Sure. Now I'm less worried about my life total here. So let's do this. Get Talion. Play Talion and name. We know they have -2/-2 sitting in their yard with Spectre. We can name 5 because we know they have a great card in their hand that is 5 mana. We could name 2. I think I'm going to name 5. Simply because we know they have a great card that they want to cast that costs 5 mana here. They can give everything -2/-2 right now with Spectre, but that just kills a rat. Okay, we'll draw the card. They can give -1/-1 to kill the rat if they wanted, and then potentially pump up with Bloodline here. Okay, that's what they'll do. And then do they play the Bloodline? No. Interesting. Guess they're dead, technically? What do they have? Candy Grapple, potentially? Nope, they have nothing. Sweet. Wow, tough game there. Tough game, but we managed to play our way out of it. Tough one, but we drew well, and they drew well as well. It was a good game, good back and forth. All right, we go first with Obira on 2 and Talion on 4. Keepable hand for that reason alone. I guess Island. We play Swamp, we play Wilds on 3, and then we have 3 draw steps to find a land for Talion on 4. Not exactly the land I was talking about, but it is a land. Okay, there we go. Three mana, cooped up Obira. That's okay. Can deal with that. Think I'll get the white here. And draw another one. Alright, what do we name? 2 or 3? I think I'll name 3 again. No, or I'll name 4. It didn't register my last click. That was upsetting. See if they cast a 4-drop. That was not what I meant to do. Here comes a 3-drop. Because why not? That's exactly what I meant to play there. I think I'm getting rid of planes here. Please don't play another 3. Make me regret this even more. Maybe their removal spell is taken by Nightmare and it's 4 mana and we get to actually draw a card off of this. I hesitate to call it a punt instead of just a misclick. I mean, I knew what I was doing. Okay, so we could have drawn an extra card, I guess. Pretty good with Talion in the yard here now. Aw, we can't bounce our own creatures with this? That's upsetting. I don't want to return their Celebrant. Although, if they replay Hopeless Nightmare, we don't have a card in hand anymore. No, we would. We would have Talion, so I can't do that. I could just play the Gatekeeper. Let's get back Talion, though. This opens up a possibility next turn to play Entry Denied and Talion. So I guess I'll do it like this. They'll play Knight of Doves. That is a card I can bounce. Exile Obira, make a 1/1. I could also bounce their 1/1. Alright, 3 is what I'd like to choose. Says 3, doesn't it? I guess the 1/1 doesn't matter too much, and if they recast this, they lose 2 life and draw a card here. I'm not blocking, I don't think. So I'll attack. We have to take 4 down to 5. Alright, well now we just lose, I guess. Because that card is stupid. Yeah, it's one of the best rares in the set. Not much we can do about playing against Archon of the Wild Rose here. Well, now hear me out. We do Feed the Cauldron on Celebrant. They get another 1/1. We click on the Archon when that attacks. Knight of Doves doing some serious work here. Do they have a way to give something, make something enchanted? If they do, that means we lose. Okay, go to 2. We do have a food over here we could eat. And we might have to. In fact, we don't have to, but it's pretty darn close. So let's play Click. They can put this into the yard to get an extra 1/1 here. Which means I could attack with Neva, trade for their 1/1 flyer. That might be worth it. As bad as that sounds. Alright, they're not going to do it. So do we hold up food or play Skitter here? I think we have to hold up food. There's just too many ways we die if we don't hold up food. Because they're getting 2 1/1s. We have 2 flyers. If they kill one of these, we go to 1. I just don't like our chances if we don't eat this food here. Sure. Sure. Well, that's a good draw as well. That probably wins us the game. Now, next turn, 5 mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if we draw a land, we can afford to eat one of these food right now. Because if we draw a land, we can go eat the food, play the Poisoner, play Sewer King. So we go 1, 2. Eat the food. 1, 2, 3. Play Poisoner. Kill Knight of Doves more than likely. Play Sewer King. Get rid of Archon. Now we're at 8. So this seems fine to attack with everything. There we go. Alright, what a game. We beat Archon. We beat a Knight of Doves that was going off. We beat a misclick from Talion. We did it all. Alright, opponent goes first this time, but we do have a great hand as well on the draw. We've got Poisoner on 1 to make food. Got Barrow Naughty on 2 if we need that. Do they also have Poisoner? No, they have Rat Out. Or Poisoner. Let's see. Nope. Okay, so they've got Rat Out. We'll have to keep that in mind. Black-White Minstrosity. resolves. Make a food and probably just gatekeeper that thing. You can get some value out of this right now. Get some tempo. Again, playing Barrow Naughty while they have Rat Out in hand is not going to work out super well for us. So we could Bitter Chill this thing, which is not great. But we do have Taken by Nightmares for anything that comes that's worse. We also, on turn 5, have a -3/-3 coming. So this doesn't feel great to do, obviously. But we're just going to go ahead and Bitter Chill this because we know they have Rat Out, which makes Barrow Naughty a pretty bad block against Monstrosity. There's another one, I guess. Well, I guess I'll play Barrow Naughty but not block with it, is the plan. Alright, they've got their 4th land. Conceited Witch. Alright. Take 4, I guess. And then play the witch? Yeah. Resolves. My turn. Now, what do we kill? The Monstrosity or the Conceited Witch? I can just trade off Poisoner for Witch here, although I do know, remember they do have the Rat Out. So I can kill the Witch and then block Monstrosity, and that still gets around Rat Out here. So let's actually kill the Witch. And then attack. Plan to block Monstrosity. Alright, never mind, that dies. Just play Gatekeeper next turn, probably. Don't really have anything better to do, so I guess I'll play Gatekeeper, and then next turn we have Taken by Nightmares and Feed the Cauldron up. If they've got Candy Grapple, they've got Candy Grapple. If they have a second one, they can sack their roll to give this -5/-5. Looks like they didn't have it there. Again, not blocking when they attack because we know they have Rat Out. And I can kill this thing and blow them out in response to the Rat Out here. So now I attack, and then now when they block, I just feed the Cauldron after they Rat Out the Monstrosity. Or the Gatekeeper, I mean. Well, that's worse. That is certainly worse for us. Didn't see Light Blades coming. Sure. Let's go ahead and just kill this now then. Oh, do they have that Feign Death looking thing where it like comes back with a +1 with a roll attached to it or whatever? That's fine. I guess that just doesn't let us get a food here. I'm cool with that. So we knew they had the Rat Out in hand, and we did get it out of their hand. I think they saw that we were playing around it. And when you know that they have a combat trick in hand, it becomes a whole lot worse. Sweet Tooth Witch with 2 foods. Is that worth Taken by Nightmaring? It probably is. That's a pretty threatening card, even with just 2 foods. Well, these are great. Let's draw this one first. Play into the Fey Court, give our Barrow Naughty lifelink. Go ahead and get our white. And end the turn. We've got Free the Fey on their end step here. This can only block creatures with flying. That's fine. Can deal with that. What do we hit? Stopgap or Grimm's Search here? I think I'll take... How many cards left in deck? 17? I think I'll take Grimm's Search. Jeez, we have all of the action right now. What cards do we have in here? Barrow Naughty, Balluna's Gatekeeper, and Gumdrop Poisoner? Sure. So what we do then is... we go 1, 2, 3, 4. Get back Gumdrop Poisoner. Back for seconds, sacrificing the fairy after we hit with it. Which would put back Barrow Naughty straight onto the battlefield. Balluna's Gatekeeper in hand, and Poisoner end of turn, and now we've got the whole Poisoner combo going again, and still plenty of cards in hand and deck. We have all of the action going on. Sure. Don't care too much about that. Alright, let's go ahead and get a card before we do anything else. Knightly Valor. Okay. This is effectively free. I guess if they kill their own rat, then we don't get the Gatekeeper, but we still have so many cards, it doesn't really matter. Play Prankster. Hold up Grim Search and click here. This game should be well and truly over here in a moment. Sure, they're just going to try to prolong this as much as they can. Yep. Yep, stopgap is good. Swamp is not. Talion is great. Stopgap is also great. We'll draw both of those. Play a land. Play Talion on, again, 3. Not gonna bargain this. Only have 9 cards left in deck. We have to watch out maybe a little bit, but probably not. As long as they don't have a board wipe, we're probably okay. Could have also just named this on 5. Because we know they have a Scream Puff in hand. Choosing not to cast Scream Puff, interestingly. Alright. Let's cast Skitter pre-combat here to get the trigger. Go to combat. Make a rat, exile. Doesn't really matter. Swing with everything. They kill Talion, that's fine. Go to damage, play Gatekeeper. And at this point, I think the writing is on the wall. Expel the Interlopers would be very annoying here, but... we should be fine. Alright, there we go. Super clean game. When this deck is on all cylinders and operating like this, boy, is it powerful. Alright, we're on the draw here. We don't have black. We have Hatching Plans on 2 and Bitter Chill to remove something. We have 3 draws to try to find a black source and 2 Evolving Wilds. I think that's the reason I'm keeping this. Granted, this is the kind of hand that can just backfire in our face and cause us to lose immediately. But mulliganing is also pretty bad. We're up 2 cards on our opponent already. They've already mulliganed once. So as long as we could find a black, I think we'll be just fine. And actually, if we find a black, I think we'll be more than fine. Alright, they're down to 6. There's the black. Alright. Should be good to go from here. Thank you, deck. As many times as I get mad at you, I will thank you at this moment. That's not exactly what you want to do with Spreading Seas. But you do you, boo. I mean, it doesn't really hurt or help them to put it on our island. At least we didn't go swamp first. That could have been really bad had we gone swamp first. I hadn't even thought about that. Alright, they have a decent little start here. I'm thinking just to feed the cauldron on their 2/2. Gets us a food, stems the bleeding a little bit, makes sure we don't die to some sort of aggressive start here. Green, okay. Yeah, I would have cried if they would have Spreading Seas our swamp on turn 1. Grasp of Fate getting rid of Obira. That's fine, because you don't know that Talion is coming. Alright, Talion, do your worst. And if Talion does somehow find his way to the graveyard, against white, it's more likely he gets exiled, but if he goes to the graveyard, Neva can bring that right on back. Charade. Interesting. That is a good one. I don't really want to bitter chill Charade. I also don't really want to stopgap Charade. Alright, well, they saw that we had 6 cards in hand and they didn't. So I guess that's all we needed to win that game. We were probably going to win. It was just going to take a little bit longer than that. And that, my friends, is yet another trophy. Boy, do we have plenty of trophies in this format. If you are in for... If you like watching good Wilds of Eldraine content, we've got it here. I think we've trophied 6 times in 8 drafts. Maybe 6 and 9 drafts. I don't know. Either way, it's kind of insane. This deck was outstanding. It wasn't really even a fairies deck. It was just a really good quality high value card deck. I mean, Talion was great, obviously. Threadbind Click, good on the splash. Everything else, just great cards. What more could you want? Who knows? Thanks for tuning in today. I'll see you next time for your daily draft.